Welcome back. Nearly a week after the U.S. captured and removed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, his government now says they're working on releasing a, quote, significant number of prisoners. Loved ones now anxiously awaiting news about their family members being held at the country's prisons.
Meantime, the U.S. Senate has advanced a resolution that would limit President Trump's ability to conduct further attacks in Venezuela. 5 Republicans crossed party lines to join Democrats in advancing the War Powers Resolution. The measure would require the president to seek congressional authorization for military operations in Venezuela.
CBS News Miami's Erica Brown is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
Cheers rang out in Venezuela's National Assembly after the U.S. Senate advanced a measure that would block President Trump from taking further military action in Venezuela.
The yeas are 52, the nays are 47.
5 Republicans joined Democrats in support of the bill. They're backed by 69% of Americans surveyed in a new CBS News poll who say the president should need congressional approval if he takes further military action in Venezuela.
To me, this is all about going forward. If the president should determine, you know what, I need to put troops on the ground in Venezuela, I think that would require Congress to weigh in.
President Trump slammed the bill and said the Republicans who voted for it should, quote, never be elected to office again. Republican support of the legislation is a rare rebuke of the president's foreign policy, and he's promised to veto the bill if it makes it to his desk. The Trump administration's escalating push to control Greenland has also sparked some GOP pushback. Denmark's U.S. ambassador and a top official representing Greenland met with senators Thursday.
There's no willingness on their part to negotiate for the purchase or for the change in title to their land.
But the Trump administration says Greenland is vital to U.S. national security.
What we're asking our European friends to do is to take the security of that landmass more seriously, because if they're not, the United States is going to have to do something about it. What that is, I'll leave that to the president.
The White House says President Trump prefers diplomatic efforts to acquire Greenland, but has not ruled out the use of military force. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.